Dear students, today we're going to continue our topics of statistics, and today we're going to focus on displaying data. Our objective for today is going to be, we're going to learn by the end of the lesson how to display data using bar graphs. That's going to be our objective for today, and I'm going to start the lesson by describing the different types of displays which we can make using our data. So let's start by doing that. Okay, so displaying data. When I have a set of data made primarily of numbers, there are various ways how to display that data, and the main ways are three. I can use either a bar graph or a pie chart, or I can use a histogram. The bar graph and the histogram are called bar charts. We have to identify which one we're going to use, while the pie chart is another form of display. What is the difference between them? When we're going to use bar graphs are used to display discrete data. Data which is discrete cannot be subdivided. Okay, so discrete data cannot be subdivided. For example, I'm going to give examples. For example, I'm making a survey of the car colors which are passing through the street or which lie in a car park. For example, I'm doing a survey about what pet you keep at home. Some will say dog, some will say cat, others will say bird. That dog, that cat, that bird, it cannot be subdivided. You can't have it. You can't have a bird and have a cat at home. Okay, so the bar graph is going to be used to display this type of data, which cannot be subdivided. The histogram, on the other hand, is used to display continuous data. Now, continuous data is data which can be subdivided. Okay, continuous data can be subdivided. For example, we're talking about weight, we're talking about height, we're talking about time, we're talking about money. Many times these are displayed in the form of histograms, while we can use pie charts for any form of data, and pie charts are drawn using sectors of a circle. Now in these three lessons, the first one is going to be about the bar graph, then we'll have a lesson about the pie chart, and then we will have a lesson about the histogram, so that we can identify each type differently. Okay, so these are the three types of data, and this is when we're going to use them. Okay, so I'm going to start with a bar graph. So as we have already said, the bar graph is used to display discrete data. Now, since the data is discrete, we're going to represent the data by means of bars, and since it is discrete, the bars should not touch each other. Because when they touch each other, it shows that there is continuity. And if it's continuous, then it's a histogram, not a bar graph. Okay? So those are the three things which you need to keep in mind when drawing a bar graph. Now let's take an example. Okay? So there was a survey. The survey was about the car color and the number of cars in a car park. So we had white, black, gray, blue, red, and others. Okay, so we went to a car park. We started counting the cars which were white. There were 12 of them. There were 10 which were black, 15 which were gray, 8 which were blue, 6 which were red, and 10 other colors. So that was our data. Now it is about car color. The data is discrete. So the graph should be drawn with bars, each separated from each other. So let's draw the data. I'm going to do the axis. So when drawing your graph, frequency always lies on the y-axis. Alright, frequency, number of cars in this case, always on the y-axis. On the x-axis, we're going to have car color. Okay, so car color. So frequency ranges from 0 to 12. So I have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And we're going to start. So I'm going to draw using bars. So I have 12 cars which are white, 12 cars which were white, so this is white. I have 10 cars which were black. I'm going to leave a space. And 10 cars which were black. I'm going to redo to be accurate. So this is black. We had 15 cars. I didn't see that. I'm going to erase that and say 5. So we have 5 cars which are gray. So it's 5 cars which are gray. Then we had 8 cars which were blue. We had 6 cars which were red. And 10 others. Label the axis well. So I have black, gray, blue, red, and others. Please note that the bars do not touch each other and the bars all have the same width. Alright, very important. The bars all have same width. When you're drawing this, there's no need to fill in with color. Okay, I filled in with color so that you are able to see it more clearly. Okay, so this is the bar graph. I can have one which I need to draw. Otherwise, there could be a bar graph which is already drawn for us and we need to interpret it. So let's see one of these. So As you can see, we have a bar graph here. It's a little bit more complicated than the one that we have already done. In this case, what is this bar graph telling us? We have money here in thousands, and we have months February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October. Then, for each month, there are 3 bars. One bar is blue, one is green, and one is orange. What do they mean? We have the key. This is the key. It says that the blue one is the net profit, the green one is the revenue, and the orange one is the free cash flow. As you can see, for each month we can decide. For example, if we take the month of March, what do we know about the profit? Which was blue. I'm going to write it in blue. Net profit in March. Then we had the revenue, and then we had the free cash flow. If we look at March, we'll see the following. So, March, this is the profit. For March, this is the revenue, and for March, this is the free cash flow. So, estimating values, because we don't have too much information, okay, estimating values. If we have 0, we have this 30, okay, we have this 60, it's about 40,000. We can say that the free cash flow is about 40,000 because it's 40 in thousands, okay, so 40,000, approximately about 40,000. The revenue, which was green, is close to 90. So if we say this is 60, this is 70, this is 80, it's about 85. It's about 85,000 in revenue. And for profit, as we can see, it's about 30, 40, 55. Okay, that's about 55,000 in profit. So as we can see, we have found from the table, from the graph, what is the profit, the revenue, and the flash cash flow for the month of March. You can do the same for the rest. Okay, we can also compare. For example, we can compare that cash flow is problematic in May because it has the least value, while there is a lot of cash flow in August and September. We can also try to predict what type of business is this. If you can think a little bit, you can say, look, which business has the months of July, August, and September on a high, and then there is February, March, April, May, which are on a low? For example, I can get to my mind one type of business which can have this type of graph. For example, someone in the tourism sector. The tourism sector, there are a lot of tourists in the summer months, so there's a lot of cash flow. There's also quite a good profit and a lot of revenue, as we can see. Okay, so that can be one type. You might be asked to give your opinion. That's one opinion. That's my opinion. It could be correct, it could be wrong. There can be other correct opinions. Okay, so that is about bar graphs. I hope you have understood this lesson. We'll continue with our next lesson, which will be about pie charts. Have a nice day.